WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Thank you for joining us. The calls for unity and the resignation of Harry Sanders continue to grow louder. This comes 2 days after Teddy Billingsley was arrested when he showed up at a peaceful protest with an AR-15. Today, African-American city, county, and state elected officials held a press conference at the courthouse to talk about how to unify the community. But before that healing process can begin, they say Sanders must first step down, and not just as board president, but as a supervisor altogether. In front of the Lowndes County Courthouse, 8 African-American officials took to the podium, all with the same message towards Lowndes County Board of Supervisors President Harry Sanders.
We want him to step down.
It's self-explanatory. The damage has been done. There's no apology.
For him just not stepping down from the for being president, that's not enough. That's not enough. Because he's still going to be running the show. We don't want him just to step down. We want him gone.
This comes after he made comments towards the African-American community just last week, saying in part, they were slaves. He'd go on to say, quote, they didn't have to do anything. Whoever owned them took care of them, fed them, and clothed them, end quote.
He's not even been remorseful or apologetic, which we're not going to accept that. As people are upset. You don't get to say and do that, and you're a leader in the community. Who does that in this political climate?
City and county leaders believe Sanders' comments are causing tensions to rise all throughout the community. On Saturday, this man, Teddy Billingsley, showed up to a peaceful protest with an AR-15. As you can see here in the video, he was quickly swarmed by demonstrators as police jumped in to try and defuse the situation.
And he came up with a pistol and a rifle and gave the bird, to my understanding, to the protesters, and then that's when they start swarming around him.
This is the first arrest believed to have been made at a protest in Columbus this year. Due to this incident, city and county leaders are now calling for Sanders to resign and for his constituents to hold him accountable. If not, they fear a similar situation could happen again.
There's an element out there that's going uncontrolled, that's ready to ascend, to share their frustration. And I don't think this city or this county is prepared for what that frustration is.
Now, during today's presser, city and county leaders also stated that they want to see the Confederate monument outside the courthouse relocated to Friendship Cemetery. You may recall it was exactly a week ago today when the Board of Supervisors voted to keep that monument at its current location. Now, when it comes to Billingsley, he was arrested and charged with brandishing a weapon, disturbing the peace, and public intoxication. He's currently out on bond. The board's next meeting is set for June 30th.
Mississippi's state flag is continuing to be a hot topic here at home and across the country. The SEC and the NCAA have weighed in, banning schools in the state from hosting regionals and championships. Now some lawmakers are considering a proposal to have 2 official state flags. Governor Tate Reeves says he's against that idea. So is District 41 State Representative Kabir Kareem. He wants the state to adopt a flag that unifies the state as a whole.
I believe that the legislature has the authority, and we should make that decision. We made the decision for the state bird, for the state song, for the state plant, trees. We make all these other decisions. Why is this one different than the rest of the decisions that the legislature made? The legislature made the vote to make this flag the official flag, and we should be the ones to make the vote to take it down and have a united flag flying over Mississippi.
Mississippi House Democrats have expressed that they too are against having 2 state flags. The current flag was adopted by the Mississippi legislature in 1894. One of the nation's top athletes is voicing his opinion about the state banner. Columbus native and Mississippi State running back Kylan Hill is calling for change. Hill taking to Twitter today saying either change the state flag or I won't be representing this state anymore. And I mean that. I'm tired. Hill won the Connerly Trophy in 2019, which goes to the best football player in Mississippi. The first team All-SEC rusher led the Bulldogs with more than 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns this past season. The Aberdeen mayoral election has one less candidate. Former mayor and independent candidate Cecil Bell has withdrawn his name from the ballot. Bell previously served 2 terms as the town's mayor. Incumbent Mayor Maurice Howard and Mike Bunch also qualified as independents. They will face the Democratic primary winner, Tony Reese, on July 7th. The wife of a former Knoxville County supervisor will fill his seat until November. Supervisors appointed Doris Patterson to the role this morning. Her late husband, Sherman Patterson, was the longtime District 3 supervisor. Sherman Patterson died last month from COVID-19. A special election will be held in November during the general election. Sherman Patterson was in his 3rd term when he passed away.
We've had some showers and storms around here again today. Let's go back in time and show you our time lapse from Louisville, Mississippi. A departing shower, a pretty good thunder shower about noon hour, about lunchtime today, or slightly after lunch. Regardless, earlier this afternoon we've had some storms out there. And south of Macon, down here right along the Kemper-Knoxville County line, a thunder shower perking on up here this evening. A few other blips here from New Albany to Blue Mountain, and a few more back to the west here in the Delta. So we have the opportunity for more scattered showers and storms during the evening and overnight hours. Temperatures are in the mid-70s to around 80 degrees, warm and steamy out there. And not everyone will see a rain shower or storm this evening or tonight. Can't rule it out, though. And our lows will be down into the lower 70s in many spots. I'm back with that full forecast in just a few minutes.
After significant delays reportedly due to a software issue, the Mississippi State Department of Health releases new COVID-19 numbers. From June 17th through June 21st, the state reported 1,646 cases along with 40 deaths. Lowndes County showed one of the highest increases in the area with about 30 new cases in that time frame. MSDH reports an increase in COVID-19 and influenza-like illnesses along with pneumonia cases recently. There are 485 people in the hospital with the coronavirus. Right now, there are about 7,000 active cases in the state. On average, about 15% of the COVID-19 cases are requiring hospitalization. In other news, getting students back on campus and in the classroom safely, that's the challenge facing colleges and universities across the country. Here at home, Mississippi University for Women has its plan ready ahead of the fall semester. WCBI's Bobby Martinez took the short trip down to campus and joins us live in the studio with the latest. Bobby?
Joey, MUW students should expect some big changes when they come back to Columbus this fall, but faculty and administrators say it's all designed to keep everyone safe.
This campus is going to look different and feel different than it normally does.
Scott Tollison, Vice President of Academic Affairs at MUW, says there will be several changes to the fall semester schedule.
What we're looking to do is condense the fall semester so that our students can be off campus by the time the Thanksgiving holiday begins. So what that's going to allow us to do is have an extended holiday break for our students, but it's also going to allow them to return to their homes and not have to travel back to campus after Thanksgiving.
Tollison says the university began planning in April, and he believes this approach is the best option moving forward.
We formed a campus renewal task force at the end of April, and we've been meeting weekly since that time. As part of the task force renewal process, we have 6 working groups consisting of 41 members, and they've been working with different stakeholders across the campus and the communities to learn best practices in academic continuity and business operations, student well-being.
Tollison says there may be some challenges at first.
We're going to have a campus environment where we're going to be working for ways to increase our physical distancing, as everyone has for the past several months. So communicating to our students the best way to do that and making sure they know the best practices in health and safety and in ways to protect themselves as well as the community that they're a part of.
And if you would like to learn more about MUW's plans for reopening, you can check out their website at muw.org.
Mississippi is making some strides and positive strides in education. New data from the Annie E. Casey Foundation's annual Kids Count shows the state is ranked 39th in the country. That's up from 44th last year. That's all in education. The research suggests that more students graduating high school and 4th grade literacy contributed to the boost. Fourth graders not proficient in reading improved since last year, dropping from 73% to 68%. On the downside, Mississippi ranked 49th nationally for overall child well-being in a different report.
A restaurant owner in Tupelo finds a tangible way to show his support for those who protect and serve. We'll have that story coming up on WCBI News.
You're watching WCBI's News at 6 with Joey Barnes.
Welcome back, everyone. A Tupelo restaurant is serving up support for law enforcement officers. WCBI's Allie Martin talks to the owner and the local sheriff about why such displays are important now more than ever.
As owner of the Brick and Spoon restaurant, Darren Stafford wanted to do something to show his appreciation for the men and women who protect and serve. So throughout June and July, officers in uniform get their meal on the house. Like every restaurant, Brick and Spoon was hit hard by COVID-19 related shutdowns.
Had to lay off a lot of the workforce.
Even now, the Tupelo restaurant is operating at 50% capacity, so every customer counts. But Darren Stafford felt compelled to show his support for the police in light of recent events.
This started last week. I just saw, watching the Seattle news and how the police have been shoved out of that block, just seeing the devalue that we put on policemen. I didn't want that coming to our area. It hasn't. We live in a good area, and we appreciate our police, and I want to make sure they know that.
So through July 31st, any officer in uniform gets a free meal when they dine in at the restaurant. Lee County Sheriff Jim Johnson says officers know the risk they face every day, and they're encouraged anytime the public shows appreciation.
They truly feel, as the Bible says, that God has placed them here to deviate between good and evil, and they're walking with that faith, and they're walking with that confidence and assurance. And then when you have the general public that pats you on the back and says, hey, keep doing it, it helps ease those fears of what you're facing.
Stafford says response from the public has been overwhelmingly positive.
We've seen that. I've had customers in the restaurant tell me they've seen it on Facebook, they've seen it on our website that we are doing this.
Stafford encourages other restaurant owners to do what he's doing. He says finding tangible ways to support law officers sends a stronger message than even clever hashtags on social media. In Tupelo, Allie Martin, WCBI News.
Stafford adds that officers don't have to be from the Lee County area. Any officer in uniform who dines in will get their meal for free. All right, Keith, well, we had a real toad strangler out there earlier.
We sure did. Some gusty storms yesterday, heavy rain today as well. Not a lot of severe weather. Certainly good news, Joey, and that's going to be the case here. There have been some sporadic reports of some wind damage around the region, but those scattered storm chances will continue here. Locally heavy rain. Your full forecast in just a few minutes.
With Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
You know, I always say gully washer. Joey always says toad strangler. But suffice to say, we had some very heavy rain in the region today. He loves that phrase, by the way. But we had some heavy rain and some ominous-looking clouds. That was the view in Vernon earlier this afternoon. You can see that outflow boundary. With that, some gusty winds, some heavy downpours. Let's put the clouds in motion here at Durham's Pharmacy. Here comes the storm cloud right there. Bam! Gusty breezes, heavy downpours, and then the thing moved on off. This whole batch moved from southwest and northeast and really got a good chunk of the area. Currently 74 degrees, rain-cooled air, but still very muggy. In Vernon right now, we have a wind at only 7. Some of you had some wind gusts between 40 and 45 today as that batch of rain moved on through. 77 in Columbus, overcast skies currently, but it should be a decent evening, at least for the next couple of hours in many spots. Rain chances limited in the near term. 80 in Tupelo, more clouds and sunshine, a little bit of blue sky there. And there's the sun trying to peek out from the clouds in Louisville, Mississippi at 77 degrees. Tonight, upper 60s, low 70s. That's where we're going for tonight. Tomorrow, better rain chances, especially from late morning through the afternoon as we warm back up into the mid-80s. So more scattered showers and storms likely around the region. Low to mid-80s, a pretty good bet across our area for our day Tuesday. Now, here's the current radar picture. That first wave of activity lifting to the north, but we still have a little bit of rain trying to redevelop near Ripley, a batch of rain back to the Delta, and some additional storms there south of Macon in Kemper County, southern Noxubee County, and anywhere else where it's not raining right now. There's still an opportunity for a pop-up shower or storm this evening, but as you can see, most spots not getting rain now, so it's safe to say for the next couple of hours, many spots will have a pretty good evening. We're waiting upstream to see if anything can develop out here later tonight. We'll see, but there will be another batch of storms likely on Tuesday, a few more storms Wednesday, and then just some of those spotty summertime storms Thursday through the weekend. Some of you may get soaked with several inches of rain over the next couple of days. Some spots may miss out. So tomorrow morning, we will likely not have a lot of activity, but as we go throughout the course of the day, odds favor, one would think, more scattered showers and storms during the daylight hours, during that daytime heating, and we'll just see how it all plays out. It's all random this time of year, it seems. 86 tomorrow, 85 Wednesday, 87 Thursday, then low 90s return for Friday into the upcoming weekend. Joey?
Back-to-back champions and looking for more. Nanawalia kicks off the high school football tour next in sports.
WCBI Sports with Tom Ebel is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
The high school football tour is here. We kick off the tour with a visit with the back-to-back reigning 1A state champion, Nanawalia Warriors. The Warriors of Winston County are looking to continue their tradition of dominance into 2020.
WCBI Sports 2020 High School Football Tour is brought to you by Itawamba Community College, Cannon Ford of Starkville, Monroe County Farm Bureau, Max South Broadband, and the Bank of Vernon.
Tough and physical and competitive. That's what we try to be every day.
If you ask anyone in Nanawalia, those are the reasons they are the defending 1A state champs. A team known for their grit and toughness hopes those traits carry into wins this season.
It's all about how we work down here. Ever since, even before Coach got here, we always had people that came down here and worked and did their best every day to just try and get better, and that's a big part of the success that we've had here.
Trying to get these younger guys in here, teach them what Warrior Standard means and what you got to do to uphold to that.
Play every game to the Warrior Standard and we'll be good.
The Warrior Standard will be put to the test this season, as last year's senior class is arguably the best to step foot on campus. A class that featured all end zone athletes Tylen Glass and Donovan and Devin Turner.
We've lost 10 great seniors last year that contributed to the school in a manner that's never before been done by winning 2 championships. Their playoff record was astronomical as far as wins and losses, and they were good kids that did it the right way is the thing we're most proud of. But it's a new year, so we got to have some new young guys step up.
The task is made easier as the Warriors return speedster Austin Sanders, as well as 4 offensive linemen and the starting tight end.
That's what we're going to lean heavily on early, and Austin Sanders is a weapon he's just a great football player, extremely fast, smart, tough, has great character. And he carried us a lot of the season last year when some of those guys were injured. So we've got a lot of good offensive weapons returning, and we're just excited about getting out and working a little bit.
We like to just go and get after you and push you around and, you know, try to run our offense and do what we want to do. And to have all these big, strong, talented guys coming back to help us compete, it's very important for our offense.
The Warriors' title defense will start August 21st as they hit the road to play West Lauderdale. Reporting in Nanawalia, Chris Bolton, WCBI Sports.
WCBI Sports 2020 High School Football Tour with Nanawalia is sponsored by Polo Customs and Winston Plywood and Veneer.
The high school football tour begins and we're off. Until we're told otherwise, the show must go on. All 1A schools to kick off the tour this next week and a half. Nanawalia, you can catch the story again at 10. Knox Pater tomorrow, West Lowndes on Wednesday, Smithville Thursday, TCPS Friday, Okolona Saturday, French Camp Sunday, Hamilton next Monday, and Vardaman next Tuesday. To see the full schedule, go over to our social media accounts at WCBI Endzone on Facebook and Twitter. One of the best to ever do it in the Ole Miss red and blue. Eli Manning's number 10 jersey will officially be immortalized in Rebels football history. Manning becomes only the 3rd Ole Miss player to have their jersey number retired, joining his father, Archie Manning, and Chucky Mullins. Eli set 47 Ole Miss single-game season and career records, including winning the 2003 Maxwell Award and finishing third in Heisman Trophy voting that year. That's it for sports. The last look at weather next.
Still some rain out there in radar. Most of us not seeing it right now, but still the chance here this evening and tonight. And really for the next couple of days, Joey, more scattered showers and storms.
Yeah, we were talking about it, yards and gardens that needed that rain.
It's coming on back, and they're getting a good drink.
There you go. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Have a good night.